all the quarterbacks have struggled at times with execution. Mickey keeps talking about this being the Big Ten. That is an execution type league.
Yeah, it's part of learning how to win, and it's part of, executing. You got to execute in this league. And you saw the first half with the defense. The defense executed. The offense executed. When you execute in this league, you're going to have success. If you don't execute in this league, then things like this is going to happen. I got to do a better job to get them to execute.
He says a lot of the same things over and over. And I've said it before on this show. Maybe it's just Mickey trying to deliver a message. He's basically talking to the media like he's talking to his team. And a lot of coaches do that. They talk to their team through the media.
Yeah. Bo Pelini was pretty good at it. Coach Osborne was actually really good at it as well.
Yeah.
He was like sneaky, sly, subtle in the way he did it. But there was times where you're like, I wonder if that was directed at so-and-so. Right. Yeah. So
my favorite with Pelini is what'd you see? You watched the game? You tell me. What'd you see? Mickey Joseph talking about the defense playing at a very high level.
They play lights out. I thought the defense played lights out throughout the whole game. They gave us a chance to win.
How would you grade the defense overall?
Better than the offense. I'll be honest with you. After what happened against Purdue, going into the Illinois game, I thought Nebraska may give up 700 rushing yards against Illinois and Minnesota. And that was not the case at all. Bill Bush made some changes, did some tweaks that actually physicality in practice, tackling and the things that they've done on the defensive side of the ball have made huge strides. I was impressed with the defense. Mo Ibrahim, I'll be honest, he looked like outside of 2 or 3 plays, he looked like a guy that was a little frustrated.
He had 18 yards in the first half. He ended up with 128, so he got going in the second half. But even his yards per carry were somewhere around 5, but overall, the 128 was all the rushing yards. That was it. Yeah. He was the only one. And let's face it, you're not going to shut that guy down for 4 quarters. You need some help from your offense. The defense was when there's 5 straight 3 and outs or 6 straight 3 and outs, and your offense is, in there and then out of there, and you have to go back out there and tackle that dude again.
Yep.
You got to be saying to the offense at some point, I don't want to go tackle him anymore. Please stay on the field a little longer.
Yep.
Get a first down, just one. I'm begging you at some point. This is Mickey Joseph talking about, talked about the defensive league. The defensive line. Here he's talking about the defensive line.
Well, I'm going to go back and look at it, but I thought they did a better job up front of in their gaps. And I thought we had to do a better job of moving them out of the gaps.
I thought they did. When you compare what this defense was doing against Northwestern or Georgia State or Oklahoma, it really, since the firing of their defensive coordinator, this has really been an amazing turnaround. To the point where early in the year, you were thinking, well, the offense is going to have to carry us. And now the defense is carrying this team, and you're thinking, well, the defense has got to carry us the rest of the year. It's been a complete flip, hasn't it?
Pretty close. Specifically with Casey Thompson going down injured. If he doesn't get injured against Illinois, I don't know that much changes. Maybe he does manage to hit Trey Palmer, or Palmer breaks open and whatever. But him being out didn't do us any favors, that's for sure. But you really do wonder again. I mean, let's face it. What are we 9 games in? The offensive line ain't better.
It's not better. And let's face it, defenses have found a way. Illinois found a way to take away Trey Palmer, get physical with him.
Yeah.
And you saw more of the same. It's a copycat league. You saw more of the same from Minnesota. So you had to have another guy step up, and Marcus Washington kind of did. He had a nice little game.
A hell of a catch, man.
I would have liked to have seen, and we talked about it before the show, find a way to get the ball to Trey Palmer. If you have to direct snap it to him, get him the ball somehow, some way.
And we were talking about that when I saw Anthony Grant in the Wildcat, I was excited. I'm like, okay, where's Trey Palmer? Where's Trey Palmer's Wildcat? You got to have a package. Let's get them both on the field at the same time, both of them in the backfield. And then, better yet, let's really get some smoke and mirrors out there and have Palmer line up like he's going to take the snap, and then have him take a step back into the left, and Anthony Grant comes in like he's going to take the snap. Right. Come on.
Just get creative. Find a way to get him the ball, and if you have to direct snap. There was one Wildcat play. It went directly to Anthony Grant. And that was it. He didn't even fake it to anybody. It was not an RPO type thing. It was just direct snap to him. And it got 3 yards. It was one of the better runs, actually, of the second half.
Sadly.
Talking about running here, Logan, of course, the better runner, even though Chuba ran pretty well in the game, Logan's considered the better runner, but he didn't run in a critical situation. And this is Mickey talking about him not running.
He said the same thing, that he should have ran it, and he would have at least got 2 or 3 yards. But he said the same thing. We thought he should have ran the ball. Use your feet right there.
He would have gotten more than 2 or 3
I was going to say, he would have got 10 or 12 yards.
He would have gotten a first down.
And then almost the next play, or at least the next time he rolled out to his right, he's 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He outraces a linebacker that was chasing him over to the sidelines, but he runs out of bounds. You just lost 3 or 4 yards when you could have thrown the ball away. It's situational awareness. I mean, that they teach that in Pee Wee. Come on.
He did make some good throws, the Washington throw. In fact, the last throw to Trey Palmer probably should have been caught by Trey Palmer.
Like I said, he dropped 2 of them. Was one.
He dropped 2 of them. I think Oliver Martin dropped 1. Yep. Vokalek dropped 1 in the end zone. But this is Mickey again talking about Logan.
Well, you're right about that, Sammy. He made some good throws today, and you just got to be more consistent in practice for what we see. But he played. He stood up today.
I thought he did enough yesterday. Saying today, that was yesterday. I thought he did enough yesterday that if Casey Thompson can't go, and I quite frankly would rest him again for Michigan, the chances of beating Michigan on the road are not very good. I would say just go with Logan, at least to start the game. And if you have to mix and match a little bit, kind of like you did Saturday, I still would go with Logan, and then maybe have some situations where you put Chuba in.